Hey everyone! Before we get this tutorial course started, I just wanted to mention to you where I got the assets for the environment. These assets will not be included in the source files due to copyright, but you can find all of them on the Unreal Marketplace. Let's get started with the desert environment. Real Biomes was kind enough to sponsor this environment. You can find it by searching for Real Biomes Desert Cliffs on the Unreal Marketplace. Next to this, we also want to thank Dekogon for sponsoring their diner environment. You can find this one by searching for Reno's Diner. Finally, we use two more asset packs. The exterior for the diner is from the pack Rosie's Diner, and the gas station is the Desert Gas Station by Joachim Steekson. And that's pretty much it. Of course, we're using Unreal Engine 5, so you can use the built-in Quixel Megascans if you want to get any assets for free. And also, you can find a lot of free assets and entire environments even on the Unreal Marketplace if you're on a budget. So, now let's get started with the course. Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for watching Fast Track Tutorials. My name is Tilman Milde, some might know me as Daedalus51 from the Lighting Academy. And I will be your instructor for this little lighting journey. If you're interested what I've done over the past years, feel free to check out my ArtStation. Right now I'm a lighting and art director at Electronic Arts. I'm more in like a global tech position right now, working on internal projects. And I worked at DICE before, doing Star Wars, Battlefield. I live in Finland now, since I worked for a year for Remedy, working on Alan Wake 2 and some other things. And I've been quite around a bit in the industry so far. Like I started around 2010 by doing a school for video game art, and I got a first job at a studio in Berlin as an environment art intern. Then started developing different skill sets there, going into tech art, doing a lot of vegetation related stuff and terrain stuff and sky stuff. And ultimately really like my biggest passion is making beautiful pixels and also making the way to get there smooth and easy, which is why I like to work a lot with the tech teams. So for me, lighting art was kind of always like the thing I wanted to go towards too. And I like it always like sounds a bit pretentious, but like what we're gonna do in these lessons or in this course is we're gonna like tackle lighting from quite like a holistic perspective. That's how I like to think about it. I won't talk too much about it now, but it will become more clear, and I will mention it throughout the course itself. And to give you guys a quick overview, the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna just do like a very simple. You can already see it here. A super simple scene, which is going to go through like some real basics of how lighting actually works in games and the different components that we can use to create lighting. Also, I will draw some very, very bad looking things in Paint because it helps me to illustrate some of the concepts. So please get mentally ready for bad drawing skills. We will be doing this in Unreal 5. I thought a lot about this before because like Unreal 4 is actually still more stable in many ways, and the techniques there are like battle proven. But then again, yeah, like Lumen is very, very, very exciting and it works really good already. There's still a few issues here and there, and we may actually run into a few of these. So please just bear that in mind, that like some things they can be a bit wonky or broken, and that is just the nature of Unreal itself being very new, like Unreal 5 at that. There's a lot of stuff that is really polished already that also came kind of like straight over from Unreal 4. But I think it's exciting to look at all these things in a new framework like Unreal 5, and also obviously take advantage of all the new bells and whistles that the technology comes with. So yeah, in the next lesson we'll do like this first introduction to all the different tool sets that we can use, and also how lighting actually works. Then we will in the future lessons we'll do some prop lighting. I guess it's quite interesting for people as well that just want to, like up their skills of like how to actually present their work. I think is very, very important. We will also, and I will talk about this a lot, we will try to teach our brain and our eyes, we will learn how to see things, because especially like in portfolio work as well, it's really important that you can be very self-reflective and that you can really like see where problems are in your own work, and that you can also look at a real reference, for example, and you can just understand why something looks the way it does, which is ultimately a incredibly valuable tool for us to replicate things. So very important for portfolio work. So we're going to do some prop lighting. We're going to look into some character lighting. And really important also here to understand with these topics is that like a lot of these things, like this is my way of doing it. It is not the ultimate best way. It's not the only way. Everybody like has their own way of doing things. This is just like how I like to work and approach my work. And also like, for example, with the character light setup, you can go so many different ways that are also very dependent on the content that you use. You can have like a very poppy presentation if you have stylized characters. You can do like some really cool like Blizzard character stuff where the characters presented in different poses with weapons and like cool backgrounds, and or you can choose like a more muted approach, be like more like a photography approach or like a portrait picture approach even. So there's many different ways of doing this, and this is by no means the way to rule them all. But I think what will be really important for everybody that is watching these courses is that it's about the techniques a lot. It's about how we approach things. And that can be mapped to anything that you want in the end, actually. So, just take it as this. And when we've gone through that, we will finally tackle a really big environment where we have outdoor area, large outdoor open world-ish kind of thing. We do have some interior. We do have some characters in there. Because like for me, it was really important to not like teach you like this is how I light an interior, this is how I light an exterior, because I know that there's like a huge difference between doing portfolio work and doing actual video games. But I think what people quite often struggle the most with is the connection of bringing things together. So this again feeds into the holistic kind of approach that I really like. It's like I don't really like to build things too much in isolation, because at the end of the day, we're not necessarily just making beauty shots for ArtStation. We're probably going to end up in a video game studio working on an actual product. And you will see that a lot of the approaches that I have come from production experience. And I am absolutely not against doing certain things that are basically only vital for like portfolio purposes, but you will just recognize in how I approach things that it is a bit more of like this production driven approach where I'm kind of like I'm seeing the bigger picture. I'm not just looking at like the perfect little corner, because I kind of want all them corners to be perfect. And I'll show you smart ways where we can also achieve very high quality across a very big set of content without having to feel like we're like dying because it's too much like little polish or small things or stuff like that. So with that out of the way, that will be the sort of like way we will handle this course. And well, I guess we should start with the first little real thing. So thank you so much for watching these, and see you in the next lesson. Cheers.